Welcome to Vegas Live. I'm Ninon, and we have a fabulous guest. But you know, all our guests are fabulous, and they're all from Vegas because we're in Vegas. We're at the Peppermill on Las Vegas Boulevard, and of course the Peppermill has been here for years and years and years. We are actually celebrating Elvis Presley because it will be his birthday, January the 8th, and he would have been 81 years old. Can you imagine that? And with me I have Tyler James. And then I have Danny Michelin. Danny Michelin. I couldn't get that last name. Danny. But Tyler, now you are actually, you do Elvis Presley, correct?
Yes, that's
You
correct.
are an Elvis Presley guy.
That is correct.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into this. And I mean, the look is great, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
I mean, you're there. You know?
That's right.
So how did you get into sort of impersonating him? Or are you tributing him?
Tributing.
You're
Definitely.
doing more
Yes,
tribute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I live 5 hours away from Graceland.
Oh,
And,
really?
my parents took me there all the time, and my parents are the ones that got me into Elvis. So.
Oh, so you could blame the parents. We always blame the parents for everything anyway.
That's right.
But is it a good thing to blame them on? Because you,
No, not at all, because it was totally, you know, my doing as well.
your
because,
decision.
Yeah.
You made the actual decision in the end.
It's all
Did you
of us.
ever get to meet Elvis, though you were there along many times?
No, I'm only 27.
You're only
so.
Times don't quite meet up. Only 27. And Dennis, how about you? You've got involved, you play the guitar, obviously.
Yeah.
Were you involved with Elvis at all at any time?
No, I'm 34, so.
So you weren't either. So you're just going on hearsay of what you hear and what you see,
Right.
and everything.
Yeah,
you
we
do.
fell in love with the music at a young age, and I've been playing it for 10 years. And
The Elvis
Yeah.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
What made you go into the kind of the Elvis music?
I fell in love with Scotty Moore's guitar playing in the beginning, and then of course James Burton later. And he had the most amazing bands and musicians around him, and the songs were great. So how could you not love it?
You couldn't not love it.
Yeah.
And you started this. How old were you when you started playing?
I played my first Elvis song when I was 6.
6 years old. Your first Elvis.
Yeah, my
goodness.
grandma got me into Elvis, and she had all of his movies and everything and showed them to me. So I fell in
Do you
love
know
with
what
his
I'm
music.
listening to? I'm listening to something absolutely great. His mother and father just loved Elvis, so they got him into Elvis, and then your grandparents got you into Elvis.
Yeah.
So see how far back Elvis really started? I mean, you know, he started this big thing. Everybody loved Elvis. It's like this is the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
Now, where have you been able to sing in town and out of town?
I have every Sunday and Monday we're on Fremont Street.
Okay, where?
Experience on the First Street stage. It's
The
right
First
in
Street,
front of the
First
Golden
Street
Nugget.
stage. Okay. Oh, and that's right on the promenade.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I know. That's next to that hotel.
Binion's Casino,
Binion's
right
Casino,
next to it,
right
and
next door.
right in front of the Golden Nugget.
The Golden Nugget. Oh, so you're really out there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you know, I've noticed that a lot more people are going downtown to see what Vegas is going on down there.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of people there.
And why did it all of a sudden? Because it went down a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I think Tony came in and started building things and doing things. You know, the shoe guy.
I think downtown area is just expanding, and people are really
Fascinated by it.
fascinated by it. Exactly.
Because it is origination of the Queens are down there, and all the Golden Nugget is down there, and all the old hotels.
It's one of the few places here that has an amazing amount of culture.
Yeah.
It does.
People really want that when they come to Vegas. They want to experience the culture.
Yeah, they want to find out what Vegas is. Vegas is not just the Strip.
And the newest casino, yeah.
Yeah, and the newest casino, because the casinos here are so elaborate. They're so amazing. I mean, the Wynn, the Encore, the Bellagio, I mean, the MGM, all of them are just extravaganza. I forgot the Caesar's Palace, because that's my favorite. I love the Caesar's Palace. But it's just extravaganza. I mean, you walk around and you see all this as I say, money.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it kind of shows. Have you ever played in any of those big hotels yet?
We've never played there yet, but we are trying. We go to Mesquite every so often and play
That's a
there.
big hotel.
Yeah, yeah, and we are trying to get into other casinos and stuff like that.
So you have to be out to be seen.
Yes.
So we have to get the word out of where you're seen all the time. So your downtown is in downtown Vegas every Sunday and Monday, and so that's a good thing.
Yes.
You've got a guitar here, and you have a voice, and are we going to get an Elvis Presley song out of you?
I think you might.
Okay, can I? Do I have to beg for it? Let's just. What are you going to sing?
Trying to get to you.
Try.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
try.
from. We're gonna try to do it.
yeah. Try. There you go.
I've been traveling over mountains, even through the valleys too. I've been traveling night and day, I've been running all the way, baby, trying to get to you. When I read your loving letter, where you said you loved me true, on my way it was dark as night, it would shine as bright as light when I was trying to get to you. Well, there's nothing left to hold me or could keep away from you. When your loving letter told me, oh, that you really love me true. Ooh, Lord above you knows I love you. Well, it was He who brought me through. On my way it was dark as night, it would shine as bright as light when I was trying to get to you. Well, I read your loving letter, well, there's nothing left to see. I forgot the words to this song. Oh, there's nothing left to hold me. I really did forget the words.
Isn't that cute? That's absolutely amazing. He didn't really forget the words at all. He just knew he had to cut somewhere. And that was it. How did you learn, or did you just automatically have his voice? Because you've got a beautiful voice, just like Elvis. And have you coached you into this, or?
I've just been trying to sound like Elvis since I was 5 years old. So
you've been practicing and practicing.
Yeah.
Do you play his records all the time and then go over that way? How do you do it?
Oh, that's exactly how I've done it. Back when I was growing up, that's all I did was listen to Elvis and try to emulate.
Copy his movements and
exactly.
do watch everything. So you watch his tapes and you watch everything, and then you have obviously you have all his outfits and the whole bit.
Well, not all of them. There was like 100 and some.
So you have a few of them.
Yeah.
We're working on getting all of them.
You're working on getting all of them. Now, when you play, is it just the two of you, or is it
No, we have a whole band. Yeah.
And how many of you in the band?
There's three right now.
Three of you.
Yeah,
Three
but
of you right now.
we're adding a keyboard player. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's incredible. That's just amazing. And of course, you know, we've got this show coming up, which is The Shadow of a King. You've heard about, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and that's something moving along, and it's getting out there. But how can anybody reach you if they want to hire you or get
you can look us up on Facebook, Tyler James and the Memphis Experience.
Tyler James and the
Memphis
Experience Band. Okay, you can see you there. What are you both together all the time, or?
Yeah, we play together a lot. I play other shows as well.
And where can they reach you?
I have a SoundClick page. It's soundclick.com/Denny Michelin.
Okay, Denny Michelin, soundclick.com. Denny Michelin. Now they'll find you. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And once again, we'll be right back with Vegas Live out of the Peppermill in Vegas. We want to find people, Presley. That's who we want to get involved.
Money, no go in the building.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Welcome to Vegas Live. I'm Ninon, and we have actually what we're actually doing is we're doing a whole thing on Elvis Presley, because Elvis Presley will be 81 on January the 8th. And we worked it out, he was 81. We thought he was 80, but no, he was 81. And he'd probably be still singing and still doing his thing and still just as popular. And what we're doing, we're actually bringing out, well, John has actually started this many years ago. He started something called The Shadow of a King, a production. And this is something that you've been working on for some time, John. And we're sort of getting very, very close to producing this now. And then, Ed, you've also got involved in it, and you actually love this, what's going on. And so, how far are we with Shadow of a King? I think we're pretty close to kind of getting it together.
Waiting on the tour buses. We'll load up here and have lunch. we're close. Him and his wife, Apple, who are dearest friends. He's one of my oldest friends, going 1977, so 70.
They were just kids then.
Six,
They were just little,
76,
little kids then.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't little kids, but
Young men.
Young men. and they've kind of, so you were very much, now the reason I've got John on is because you actually were with Elvis Presley for the last few months.
yeah, I was at Graceland.
You were at Graceland.
Yeah.
And how was all that, John? I know there's a lot of things you can't say, which because he promised he wouldn't talk about a lot of the situation, but
Changed my life.
in what way did he change
Well,
your
I was a
life?
truck driver,
Yes.
and that wasn't appealing after that, so to
Did I
speak.
remember that Elvis Presley at one time, when he was very, very young, his father wanted him to drive a truck?
No, he drove truck for the electric company,
He drove a truck.
but he
for
was
the-
proud for the fact that he was a truck driver. You know,
So Elvis Presley was a truck driver.
yeah, he was a truck driver, and he, you know,
So he liked you because you were a truck driver.
First time, well, he talked to me. Nothing came out of my mouth.
You were just your
I
mouth,
was-
your lips left.
Yeah, I was sitting in the guardhouse with his Uncle Vester. That's kind of how that all came about. I would stop by Graceland driving through in the early hour morning, and I'd get coffee because there was a little 7-Eleven, well, like a 7-Eleven store across the street. I'd get some big tall coffees,
This is
go over.
across the street from Graceland.
Yeah, you know, I'd whistle and Vester would open the gate, and we'd sit in the guardhouse and
Have a little
talk.
chat where
Yeah, talk trucker stuff and that, and that's how all that kind of came about.
And then Elvis Presley suddenly appeared.
Well,
and
yeah,
you kind of lost.
you'd hear a horn beep, and Vester would reach up, and hit the button, and the gate would open. You know, first time I'm like, well, he'd look at me and go, "Boss."
Which was Elvis.
Right, and you know, he looked up the car, he's looking at me, and hi, Vester. I just, you know.
Couldn't believe that was the king.
Then he's so shy about telling
Yes.
the story.
Well,
you can
you
tell.
know.
I think he's turning red.
I think
he's
so.
matching
He's
the couch.
blushing about this story. But
She's
this
the
is-
only one to get it out of me. I mean, he didn't know for the longest time.
That's true.
All the years with Johnny, I never told anybody.
That's why I do what I do. I get everything out of everybody.
Yeah.
But I do it in a very nice way.
You did. You did. You made it sound important.
Well, it is important because I think a lot of people, there are so many people that absolutely love Elvis. I mean, I think you were the one that told me that England, there's more people.
One of the largest Elvis fan clubs is out of Great Britain.
Out of Great Britain.
Yeah.
Hello.
And he never went there.
And he never went.
They
Why
have
did he
yet.
go?
Well,
There were
there-
several reasons.
Well, I think the biggest one was Parker couldn't get out of the go. If he left the country, he couldn't get back
Couldn't
in.
get back
because-
in.
Yeah, he was an
Wasn't a
illegal
citizen.
alien.
Right, yeah. He wasn't a citizen.
Oh,
He was a citizen. of
yeah, he
anywhere.
wasn't. Oh, Obama now. Well,
Once you-
back then he'd be in trouble. They wouldn't let him in.
Once you leave, you can't get back in
Right.
again. So you've got to be very careful so you don't
He
leave.
never played out of the States. 57 he played in Toronto, one show, and Hawaii, but that wasn't even safe. Other than that, no, he never went out of the country.
Never went out of the country.
And they loved him. They never had the chance
What
to
was
see
the
him.
greatest thing that you experienced from Elvis Presley in the short time you knew him?
The first time he shook my hand.
First time you shook
Yeah.
him. And he actually put his hand out to shake yours.
Yeah.
And that was just, I mean, that must have been,
Really?
I'm trying to visualize the experience.
Well, people look at you weird, okay, but I've talked to other people. You feel something warm pass.
And something warm went all
Yeah,
the way through your
and
body.
even Vester looked at me afterwards. He goes, "Do you feel it?" And I go,
Feel what?
"Yeah, kind of." And he goes, "And I go, "Yeah."
magic.
And he said, "He just touched your life."
You're giving me shivers.
Well,
Well,
but Johnny was like that in his
Oh,
way
absolutely, yes.
too. Okay,
Yes,
because I
that's true.
had met Johnny Spence in
Johnny
'76.
Spence, yeah.
Because he'll remember the Maggie pub days
Right,
when
yeah,
I'd be
definitely,
standing
yeah.
there at the back door when they pull up with the van and the trailer, and they go, "What do you want? Can I help?"
that's a funny
Of course.
But I was persistent.
So
Absolutely.
tell me a little bit about the Shadow of a King. The Shadow of a King is obviously about Elvis Presley, so it's something you started. Did you start that then, or did you start that afterwards?
That happened at Cadessa Del Mar one night, very big club in Chicago,
Yeah.
and I was standing there because I was always to John's right there, in case somebody grabbed whatever. And I kept watching the lights behind him on the stage. This is about an $8 million club. It
Sure,
was quite the
absolutely.
place.
Very nice.
And
very
he
nice.
played there all the time and packed it all the time. And I would see the shadow dancing on the wall. And I went home, we went back to the hotel, and I go, God, I mean, Elvis the Shadow is dancing behind you, and Johnny's like, you don't drink. So he understands the humor in that. And I wrote it down. I still have the piece of paper, and I wrote Shadow of a King. And then I just kind of put it away.
It's very simple because that's exactly what he was.
Yeah.
He was the king.
Yes.
Elvis was the king, and it was like the Shadow. But I'm sure if you take a majority of all the guys, ETA artists, you put them somewhere and then shoot, against them, the silhouette.
The shadow. Yeah, the silhouette and shadow.
As the week went on, I drew the silhouette, which I still have.
And you still have it.
I still
That's
have
your
that.
logo.
Yeah. And I just kind of put it away. But then probably early 80s, Ed had left, went on to some quite impressive things. Huge business. Very.
Let me just interrupt. What was that?
Well, I went on to become a private detective and built a...
So you must have known Freddie Otash. Did you know Freddie Otash?
No, I didn't.
He was the biggest private eye in America.
Really?
At one time, yeah. Freddie Otash. I know that if I say that name, they're going to say, oh yeah, I remember Freddie Otash. Yeah.
See, now I learned
Now
something
you learned
today.
something.
I'm going to have to...
What made you go to be a private eye?
It was... gosh, that's a strange trip.
That's a woman's nightmare, is dating a private eye.
It wasn't a husband going, I think my wife is going out
Cheating.
with a musician.
Yeah.
He would be perfect to infiltrate.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't look like an investigator.
You do not look like an investigator right now either.
And I knew a lot about people and how to kind of watch and look at things. I was very observant because I had spent so many nights on stage observing people
everything.
watching you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you learn something from that.
Yes, and so...
There's a value in the audience.
Yeah, so that's where you got your value from. And then you became friends, good friends.
Yes.
And you loved his idea of Shadow of a King. Did you love the name of it?
Oh,
The whole
absolutely.
thing? Because you were
Absolutely.
involved with Johnny and the whole bit, so it was...
Right. Johnny's story is great anyway.
It's very unique, yes.
And the people he touched and over that time and the people that became part of the Elvis experience
Yes.
through John was
Well, it
always
was amazing.
fascinating.
He kind of brought it
And
all
we
back
still, I
again.
mean, I still have people in touch with me today from
those
places.
days.
My God, he's still got women fighting over him.
Yes.
And he's already
Yeah, that's
gone.
true.
I sit there looking and go, yeah, I know you love this. God.
We get contacted on an ongoing basis from people that we haven't seen in 40 years that saw a show in Cincinnati, Ohio.
We still keep in touch. And,
Sure.
and you know what that tells me? That tells me they want something back.
Exactly. I believe you're right.
So Shadow, if people are still like this, and people have still got this great big power of Elvis Presley, then they're looking for something else to come back. So Shadow of a Thing is going to break that, and they're going to come back, because I understand that you were saying there was a band of 41, you're saying there's more than 41 people. I know they have 4 male singers and 4 female singers. They have 10.
10 altogether.
10 altogether. And then you've got, and I did not want to mention the name who you have, because I didn't know, but they have a gentleman, believe me,
Lloyd Douglas. Lloyd Aaron Douglas.
Lloyd Aaron Douglas.
Which
So I can say it
yeah.
now, because I interviewed him. I didn't want to say it before I get your permission to say it. So it's Lloyd Aaron Douglas. He's absolutely amazing. He's as gentle. I mean, though I didn't meet Elvis Presley, he seems gentle like Elvis Presley was, because I think he was a very gentle man. I don't know, because I didn't meet him. I never saw him, but they say he was very gentle and very nice. So how far are we with this? And I believe we're looking for... Is there anybody out there who really is an Elvis Presley fan and would like to be part of this sort of extravaganza, I want to call it, because it's going to be...
We have a rare opportunity. She has been unbelievably... I've learned so much business from this woman. Not only, from the first interview, now I'm producing the show.
Yes.
I meet John Seymour, who's been
Amazing.
like the best friend.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
Yeah,
He's fabulous. He was on my other show. I had another show. I've had several shows.
Yeah.
Now, I won't mention all those shows because they're not out anymore. Vegas Live is out.
But here's another huge Elvis fan
Yes.
who, when he was in Arkansas, Lloyd called his mother and sang to her.
And wished a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
When I asked you guys to go to California, you know,
So I got the opportunity.
Huge thing to say, would you drive all these miles with me to meet this man? And, you know, because John had looked at some of the video and he goes, eh. And I'm like, no, you have to meet in
And I
person.
did not. I have to truly say, I did not know how important it was to you.
Yeah,
I truly
it was
didn't.
very
So
important.
I was very natural. I was just me. But that's how I always am anyway. I don't put on anything.
Well, you
I
were
never
going
have.
to do an interview.
I was
you know,
going to interview this guy,
person.
but I didn't realize this guy was so much, as of Elvis, so much involved in your life and so much involved in what you want to do, which is the shadow of a king. So, and he's on tenterhooks thinking, is Ninon going to like this guy and is she going to be able to interview him?
We got 6 hours driving and all the way I'm thinking, oh my God,
What happens if she
I
doesn't
never
like-
realized, what if they don't like him? What if what if he walks in, they go, hello, and they go, I don't get it.
Yeah,
so
right.
I've got
No.
6 hours back in the car going, God, you really wasted my day.
Yeah, thanks
You
a
know,
lot.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. You
But
take the bus home.
sweetest guy, and I haven't even seen my interview yet, which I very rarely see any of my interviews anyway. I just don't.
It's
see
in editing, I hear.
It's in editing, and apparently it's quite good, and it's
Yeah.
okay, and but he was so easy to interview because he was so natural and so.
It was like when you'd see people come in to meet Johnny the first time, where he'd just stand there, because you wouldn't have to do anything.
No, you
know,
don't.
and they would just congregate around him. He has not met Lloyd yet, okay?
Well, you haven't met.
I'm looking
you're in
forward to
you're
it.
in for a treat.
Yeah.
You're in for
Oh,
an
absolutely.
absolute treat. So I'm going to ask you, Ed, how do we sort of get people involved in what we're doing now? That, you know, all those incredible Elvis Presley fans out there, we're kind of bringing something back in that's more really true to life. It's the closest, apart from what Johnny did.
I want people to be able. Johnny brought the thing that one of the big things that attracted me to him was he was the music director,
Yes.
and I mean the music was spot
You're
on.
talking about Ed was. Ed
The
was the
Coronado show, 12, 15 blocks. People were lined up to see Johnny's show, and this was a
This is
huge.
not even Elvis Presley.
Yeah, this was a huge theater, okay? And, but the music was always like, if you went to see Elvis. And that always,
Close your eyes and
Right.
there you
Yeah.
are.
We worked hard to
and
capture
people
the
don't do
arrangements.
that anymore. They add this or they take that away. What, I want people to come in, sit down in an arena, the lights go down, 2001 starts, just like when the hair on your arm will start because it's the electricity of everybody in there
Well,
with the
especially
anticipation.
When Lloyd walks on.
Oh, that's going to be
That's
like,
going to be. So now you're actually fulfilling another dream of yours, or maybe it's something that you didn't dream about, but just sort of fell into your lap, as of helping John with the shadow of a king.
That's exciting, and the opportunity to participate, and that's I think. And
the
folks
phone
can-
calls. Will he
Yeah.
stop bugging me?
We talk
talk a lot.
on and
Yeah.
on.
So
But I'm persistent.
yeah, you are very persistent. So when do you think this thing will start? Because I know you've got to get people, you've got to get a financial side of it together, right?
Well, we almost had it together. As you know, I came in and asked for some
Yes.
counseling from you. Unfortunately, one person out east had to back out
Yes.
for whatever reason.
Yes.
You don't, which happens. They come, they go.
Things happen. Well, this is show business. This
Yeah.
is what happens in the show business, entertainment business, film business. This happens all the time. And sometimes when you don't get something out there as soon as you like, normally it's because of the financial side of it.
Well, yeah.
Of people coming in, because you need all that. You have
But
to
it's
have
always-
I'm not afraid to ask for it. So I
The
guess,
right time and the right people. Okay, when
we
somebody
need the
drops
right
out,
people.
usually it's a good thing because the next person that comes in
Is more
is the perfect fit.
the perfect fit to
Right.
actually want to do this.
Right.
Now,
So-
when you do this, and when we do get it together, and I'm saying we because I'm part of it as well, and I absolutely love every bit of it, and I'm still on the
I'm glad
interviewing
she
side.
said that.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
love it.
I've been
I
under
love it.
silence.
I love being part of this. It's just amazing. But what we're looking for is people to come, and be involved in what we're doing, And I believe we're traveling to is it the last show will be in Hawaii?
Yeah,
I know we want to travel.
I've negotiated with them for many years about doing the Aloha show in the arena.
Yeah.
And they're quite excited about that, and so are we. But the first show will be here in Las Vegas.
The first show will be here in Las Vegas, and
because this is where it all began.
Yeah, this is where it all started.
That production did.
So, is it going to be in one of the big hotels? I would imagine it would have to be. Because it's going to end up.
We're open for offers on that end.
Well, okay, then I'm going to put my bit out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're open for offers as to which hotel we're going to put it into. Obviously, it's going to have to be a fairly big hotel because I think you're going to have a big response. Yeah, I think you're going to have a big response.
Well, we've got 40 plus people on stage alone.
They've got 40 plus people on stage alone, so this is really the real. A lot of stuff is going into it.
Strings,
and I believe
brass.
we just had that. The drummer was on.
Yes,
yeah. Your good friend.
My diligent drummer, Derek, who sounds so much like Ronnie Tutt, that I actually went up and talked to him, and I was amazed that, oh my God, and he starts talking to me. I wish I had everybody in my band as dedicated as this guy.
Well, the reason
he knows it all already.
The reason he gets work and the reason he gets stuff is because he practices all the time. He was telling me how it works. He said, even if I'm not playing, I practice. And that's what makes part. I think it was the Fred Astaire did that. He practiced 8 hours a day, and everybody said, "Oh, he's such a great dancer." Yeah, the only reason why is he practiced, even when he wasn't on a film.
You can practice your whole life, but there's a certain something that I don't know. For some reason, I'm able to see this, and the young man has it. I mean, it kills me. He looks so good at his age.
Yes.
But it's there. When Lloyd steps out in front of this guy, it's gonna. There was a drummer called Bubba Dean.
Right, Bubba Dean.
That was John's drummer. That's about as close as I can put it. Okay, this man had his own fan club, Bubba Dean fan club.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, the women. But this guy, double bass, I need to get them together.
The big Butcher Block, Octoplex, Ludwig's.
And him and Johnny.
Kicking those doubles.
He's already excited. He's so excited already. How can they reach you if anybody wants to come in and sort of help out and want to be part of this incredible Shadow of a King?
Shadow of a King at yahoo.com is the easiest way. You can,
Shadow King?
Yeah, shadowoftheking.com.
All right, that's easy, shadowoftheking.com. That can be on Facebook.
Right.
It's on Facebook,
Twitter,
the .com, Twitter, Instagram,
all of them.
Just Google us. We're everywhere.
And you can also reach us through Vegas Live with Ninon. That's also another place you can reach us. And also Ninon Speaks Media Image. We're there too. There's a lot of places we can be reached. Put it that way.
Or come down to the Peppermill any Tuesday.
Or come down to the Peppermill. Every Tuesday we're here at the Peppermill from 2 to 4 o'clock interviewing all different people. We had lots of people come in today and it's been absolutely amazing. And we learn actually the history of the music business and how we are actually recreating it back again. And that's what we're doing, Ed.
Bring it back.
We're bringing this incredible man back again.
You're amazing with these people. I applaud you.
Oh, how sweet. Isn't he lovely?
Just an old fat guy.
He's not at all. And also, we have Christine here, who is also, she's at my social media young lady, and she's just absolutely amazing.
And my wife of 39 years.
And his wife of 39 years, she's still around. I mean, how does she keep...
Yeah. She used to put the backup singers together for Johnny. She sang on stage for many years. She's really good.
Everybody's talented. And of course, Christine Barr, her father is the champion ballroom dancer. And now I'm going to be corrected on this, but the champion ballroom dancer of the world, but also the champion ballroom dancer instructor. And I think he's been that for 3 years, quote unquote. I think it's three years he's been that. So he's just a champion. Let's just call him the champion. Louis Barr, that's his name. And Christine, of course, is with us doing all our media. And I'd like to thank John, and especially with this incredible Shadow of a King coming out. Ed, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
Ed's 100% behind this all.
Oh,
and we're all behind it. We'll be back next week for Vegas Live. We'll see you then.
Thank you, John Seymour.
Am I?
Thank you, John Seymour. That wasn't so bad.
You get us tonight.
We're on. Welcome to Cancer Awareness. Oh,
And the truth.
Welcome to Cancer Awareness.